So this morning's practice is going to be called reset to restore, flow to restore kind of vibe. So we'll start off nice and gently, slowly with some deep opening movements. And then we'll start to stand up, bring it through a few standing asana, a few standing yoga postures before we drop it right down again into a much more restorative, slow finish. Okay, as always, if anything feels too much or it's not what you want to do, you just drop the knees and come into child's pose at any time. So, coming to a comfortable lay down position, let's just take a moment to settle in. You could have your legs extended out long or feet on the mat. Doesn't really matter as long as you feel comfortable where you are. Let's bring the hands on top of your body. One down on your belly and one up at your chest. Just let the elbows draw to either side, resting on the ground. If you haven't already, you can begin to close your eyes. We want to use the first minutes of our practice to take that focus internally. Okay, so we want to start to focus on the sound of your breathing. Something we do subconsciously throughout the day at all times, but the breath is really an incredible tool that we can use and manipulate and consciously breathe in order to calm the nervous system, to bring us into our rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system, calm the body, calm the mind. So I want you to start to focus on breathing as deeply as you can into your belly as you inhale. Feel both hands expand. And then with the exhale, see if you can allow your body, your head, your shoulders, your back to just soften onto your mat, to let go of any tightness you might be holding on to. And you can begin to become aware of those tiny little pauses or moments of space at the top of your breath in and at the bottom of your breath out. Let's stay with that for another couple of rounds. Breathing here for 2. And final breath for 1. Let's begin to draw the right knee into your chest and squeeze that right knee into the body nice and tightly. And we're going to just start to circle that right foot or ankle. Don't worry if there's a few clicks, cracks. There definitely is in my legs this morning. Just easing in nice and slowly to movement starting from the bottom of your body. And then you're going to keep the hands on the knee and start to circle the knee out wide. Like you're drawing big wide circles across the body and then out to the side. Noticing how this feels this morning. Any tightness that you're holding on to in the hips, the ankles, the calves. Nice. We're going to keep that knee drawn in and bring the left hand over the right knee and use that hand to guide that right knee all the way over to the other side, to the left side of the mats, coming into a spinal twist. And you can extend the right arm out long on the mat beside you and then take your gaze over the right hand. Once you're there, let's take a big deep breath in. And a gentle little sigh out through your mouth as you allow the body to settle into that twist. Every exhale, allowing yourself to just drop maybe half a centimeter deeper. Final breath here. Really nice. As you draw that right knee back through center, you're going to catch a hold of the outside edge of the right foot with your right hand. Nice. And then start to bend that knee, draw it deep into your right armpits, into a half happy baby. If this is too much, you can always slide the left foot flat on your mat. We want to think about really bending that right knee as deeply as you can towards the shoulder, the armpits. And You can use your left hand sort of in the inside of the right thigh. If there's any tension, any tightness, to just almost self-massage or press into, release any tightness that you're holding. Okay, let's start to slowly release that right leg all the way down to the mat, extend it out nice and long. And we'll come to the other side, hugging the left knee into your chests. Starting off by circling the foot, the ankle, round and round. Take it slowly, feel that movement. What does it feel like to move this morning? And then keeping the hands on your knee, let's start to circle the left knee out wide. Almost like you're stirring a giant pot of soup, okay? Big, wide circles. Really nice. Then keeping the right hand on that left knee, let's slowly draw it over to the other side, coming into our spinal twist. So the left knee comes over to the right. And then we extend the left arm out long on your mat and take the gaze over that way. Once you're there, let's take a deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can draw that knee a little closer towards the ground. Let your body sink into that twist. Still focusing on those slow, deep, and extended inhale and exhales. Okay, let's start to draw the left knee back through center. Catch a hold of the outside of that left foot with your hand, with your left hand. Half happy baby, we bend the left knee towards the armpit. Again, if it's a bit too much, you can always pop the right foot flat on the mat. It'll be deeper if that right leg is extended. Keep a generous bend into your left knee and draw it towards the armpits. And if you want to use that right hand to press down into any tightness in the inner thigh, the hamstring, then I find that feels rather nice. We are going to take just one more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And as you slowly release, let's plant both feet down onto the mats. Start to press through the soles of the feet. As you peel the lower back off the ground, pushing the hips high into your bridge pose. Keep pressing the hips higher. Breathing here as you inhale. Then slowly, one vertebra at a time, draw the spine back down towards the mat as you exhale. We're going to do that twice more, pressing through the feet. Inhale, we peel the spine off the mat, hips come high. Exhale, we slowly lower the spine all the way back down. We're ready for one more round. Inhale, pushing the hips high, squeeze the glutes at the top. And exhale, draw it back down. So nice. This time, both knees to the chest. We take a full happy baby, soles of the feet to the ceiling. Your hands could be either behind your knees or around the outside edges of your feet. If that doesn't feel good, just keep the hands behind the knees. Bend them as deeply as you can towards both shoulders and start to find a tiny bit of movement here. Okay, gently rocking side to side on your lower back. If you do have a hold of the feet, maybe you want to extend one leg long and then extend the other leg long. We're breathing here for 2. Remember, as always, this is your yoga practice, okay? So my words, my sequencing is really just guidance. And if something doesn't quite feel right, if something you need to adjust slightly, you take the cues, the signals from your own body, okay? Let's slowly release the feet or the knees and draw yourself up through seated and into your tabletop, making your way onto your hands and knees, into all fours. And once you arrive in that tabletop position, let's start to breathe in, move through some cat-cows, dropping the belly and lifting the gaze. As you exhale, we press into the hands around the spine and draw the chin to the chest. And again, we breathe in, starting to synchronize movement to the pace of your breath. Exhale, rounding spine, drawing chin to chest. We'll do that one more time. Let's breathe in and out. Coming back through center, starting to tuck your toes under. As you press into the hands, we start to lift the hips all the way up and back into your downwards facing dog. Firm push through the hands, get the hips up as high as you can. Then start to bend one knee deeply and draw the opposite heel down towards the mats. Pedaling out those legs. We do the other side, bend the opposite knee and draw the other heel down. Take it slowly. Let's keep moving in our down dog. Maybe you slightly roll your head side to side, shaking no, nodding yes. Make sure there's no tension in your neck. Let's take our last breath here. Okay, as you breathe in next, let's start to rise tall onto your tiptoes. Exhale, we bend the knees, sit towards the heels and have a big look towards the top of the mats. Then take a big step to the front of your mats. Halfway left when you arrive. We bring hands to the shins and start to reach the crown of the head forwards. As you exhale, let's bend the knees and fold over the thighs. Forwards folds. We go again, halfway left, inhale. And forwards fold with the exhale. Holding it here, catch a hold of opposite elbows with your hands. Drop the chin to the chest. Start to let the upper body gently sway to the left side and to the right side. Final breath here. Okay, let's release the elbows. Start to bend your knees and roll yourself up to stand. Take as long as you need. Uncurling the spine all the way till you make it into the top. Our mountain pose. Let's roll the shoulders to the ears, breathing in. And then draw them down the back as you exhale. Do that again, deep breath in, shoulders to ears. And exhale, squeeze them back, really nice. This time we lift both arms up to the sky, inhale. You're gonna catch a hold of the left wrist with the right hand and then start to draw it into a standing side bend. Pressing through the left foot here. Allow yourself to draw as deeply as you can. On the breath in, let's slowly lift back up through center. Take the grip on the other side. And exhale, this time push through the right foot as you side bend the other way. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. As you come back through center, reach the arms to the sky, lift the gaze, breathing in. And slowly draw hands to heart center as you exhale. Let's hold it here for a moment. You can close down the eyes or just drop the gaze to the mat. Start to relax your shoulders back and down. Feel that connection with the soles of your feet on the mat, on the ground beneath you. And bring your awareness, your focus back to your breathing. Okay, nice deep, slow inhales. And exhales. One more breath in. Then we release the arms, blink open the eyes. Nice. On the next inhale, let's sweep the arms up to the sky, find Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, let's hinge from the hips and fold forward. Uttanasana, or forwards bend. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in, hands to the shins, we look forwards. And then step it to a high plank as you exhale. Let's hold it there for a little moment, shoulders over the wrists. Pressing down through the hands, we dome the space between the shoulders. Let's take one more inhale. Then lower your knees, chest and chin down to the mats as you exhale. So nice. Breathing in to find cobra. Little back bend as you inhale. And let's take it through a child's pose, hips to the heels as you exhale. And dropping your forehead down to the mats. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. On the next breath in, slowly round back up through your tabletop or all fours. And then exhale, we tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Breathing here, inhale. And exhale. On the next breath in, we lift the right leg up to the sky, 3-leg dog. Then look to the top of the mat and step it in between the hands or thereabouts. You can shuffle it forwards if you need. Plant the back heel down. And let's rise up through warrior 2, arms open wide. So the hips are facing the long end of the mats. Nice. Take the gaze over that front middle finger and drop your shoulders down either side. Stay active through the back hand. Nice. One more breath in. And out. So nice. We're going to bring this right elbow to the right knee and draw the left arm up and overhead into our side angle. Parsvakonasana. Let's lift that top arm up and overhead. Think about a slight rotation in the upper body so you're leaning back. So yeah, come this way. Nice. We take one more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. On the next breath in, let's rise back through warrior 2. Inhale. And then we keep moving reverse warrior. Right arm spins up and overhead. Let's keep the bend in that front knee. And think energy lifting through the top hands. We've got one more breath here, breathing in. Then we start to rotate the right foot to the long end of the mats and bring the upper body to fold forwards into our wide leg forwards folds, or Prasarita Padottanasana. Let's bring the hands to the mat, and as you push down, take a halfway lift inhale. Then fold and lean the weight forwards into your toes as you exhale. We're going to hold in this forwards fold. See if you can walk the hands slightly farther back so they are in line with your feet. Drop the chin to the chest. Let the upper body hang nice and heavy. We're breathing here for 2. And final breath for 1. Okay, walk the hands forwards, press down and halfway lift, inhale. Then hands to the hips, push through your feet and rise up to stand as you exhale. So nice. Let's turn the heels slightly in, the toes slightly out, and come into your goddess squats, bending the knees. Let's draw the hips down. Nice. You want to tuck the tailbone under. Nice. And slide that tiny bit deeper. We're breathing 2. So nice, everyone. Keep breathing. Last one, 3. Okay, let's lengthen the legs. Turn both feet to face the front of the mat and take the arms out long. Last one here is our triangle. Let's kick the left hip back in space and start to reach that right arm as far forwards as you can. Then slowly rotate the arms, right arm down, left arm up to the sky. Keep drawing the right hip back and under. And think about that left arm reaching up as high as you can towards the sky. We're breathing 2. Really nice form, guys. Final breath 1. Okay, then slowly look down to the top of the mat. Plant the left hand down and frame that front foot with your hands. We take an inhale to halfway lifts. Then start to bend the front leg. Travel forwards. And lift this left leg as high as you can up to the sky, standing splits. It doesn't matter how high we go. Just keep folding over that right leg and reaching the left leg high. We are breathing here for 2. Maybe you want to bring the right hand behind the ankle and draw yourself into a deeper fold. Final breath here for 1. And then we are slowly going to drop the left foot all the way down to the front of the mat to meet your right foot into our forwards folds. Hands to the shins. Let's find halfway left. Inhale. And folding forwards as you exhale. This time we breathe into halfway lifts. For Padangusthasana, we're going to draw the peace fingers underneath your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need so the belly is near your thighs. Then look forwards, halfway lift, inhale. Then draw the elbows out wide. Pour the belly over the thighs and drop the chin to the chest. Deep folds. We are breathing for 2. Keep pulling those elbows out really wide. We've got one more breath here for 1. And then slowly release that grip of the hands. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And an exhale to fold it forward. Slowly pushing through the feet. Let's roll ourselves all the way back up to stand at the top of the mat when you arrive there. Arms to the sky. Let's inhale. Hands to heart center. We're going to hold it here for a couple of breaths of stillness. Start to close down the eyes. Reconnect to that steady, slow-paced rhythm of your breath. We're breathing 2. And final breath here for 3. So nice, everyone. Let's release the arms and take that whole flow on the second side. On the inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, we fold forwards. Ride the breath out as you fold. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Then plant the hands, take it to a high plank, holding it there for an extra little breath. We breathe in. And then slowly lower knees, chest, and chin to the mat as you breathe out. Nice. Inhaling through your back bend, cobra, squeezing the shoulders to left. And let's meet in our child's pose, hips to the heels, forehead to the mat. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Breathing slowly for 2. And final breath, 1. And let's round back through tabletop. Inhale. And take down dog as you exhale. Rising up to stand. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Starting with the left leg this time. Left leg to the sky. Inhale. Look between the hands and slowly step that left foot forwards. We plant the back heel and rise up to stand. Warrior 2. Inhale. You want to gaze over that front middle finger. Sink down into the front knee and then drop those shoulders down. Breathing 2. Yeah, nice. So left leg is forwards. Yeah, so swap around the other way. Left leg forwards. Yes, perfect. Last breath, 3. Okay, we slowly draw the left elbow to the left knee. Pajvakonasana or side angle. Right arm spins up and overhead. See if you can rotate the torso open towards the ceiling. We're breathing for 2. Keep squeezing the back heel down into the mat. We've got a last breath here for 3. So nice. As you press through both feet, let's slowly rise back up. Warrior 2, inhale. Keep moving. Reverse warrior, left arm up and overhead this time. Keep the bend in that front knee and an active reach up through the top hand. We've got our last breath here, breathing in. So nice, everyone. And then you're going to slowly rotate the left toes to the long end of the mat and allow yourself to fold forwards. This time we are facing that wall over there. Okay, hands to the mat. Press down and halfway lift as you inhale. This time we're going to hold it here. Interlace the hands behind your bum. Start to draw the arms back and lift the chest, looking forwards. And we are going to fold from here. Okay, starting to stick the bum out, drop the chin to the chest, and slowly fold yourself forwards. Start to lean the weight a little further into your toes. If there's any more room, let's draw those arms up and overhead. Imagine like there's a giant red button on a wall behind you and you're trying to push the hands into it. There we go, that gave you all an extra few inches. Let's breathe for 2. And final breath for 3. So nice. As you press through the feet, draw the hands back, halfway lift, inhale. Then hands to the hips, rise up to stand as you exhale. I'm going to turn around so you can all see me. We turn the heels in and the toes out. Keep facing that side. And then hands open out wide into our goddess squats. This time you're going to take a deep breath in. Then bring the hands onto your knees as you exhale. On the inhale, we're going to start to squeeze the shoulders together, lift the chests. And then exhale, we slowly draw the right shoulder into the middle of your legs, looking over the left shoulder. Let's do that again. Inhale, we come up through center. Other side, this time the left shoulder draws in, looking over the right side. Once more on each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, you open that right knee, draw the right shoulder in and look over the left. One more time, we breathe in and out. Our hips will thank us for this later, I promise. Let's rise up to stand. Inhale, extend the legs. Turn to face the front and open the arms out wide. This time we kick that right hip back in space and reach the left arm forwards. And then slowly rotate the arms so you're facing the front. Yeah, facing me. Nice. Left arm down, right arm to the sky. We're breathing 3. Keep kicking that right hip back for 2. Keep breathing. Final 1. Okay, you're going to look down to the front of your mat and start to bring the hands to frame that front foot, that left foot. Take a half lift as you inhale, and then travel forwards. Bend the front leg, lift the right leg up to the sky, standing splits. Our balance for today. Keep the upper body folding. You can always use blocks under the hands if you like. Keep the upper body folding over that left leg. Maybe use left hand behind the ankle to pull yourself deeper. We're breathing 2. I know it's challenging. We just got one more breath and then we're going to start to slow our pace down this morning. On the next inhale, slowly bring the right foot to join the left foot at the front of your mats. We're coming back into that forwards fold, halfway left, inhale. And fold as you exhale. Nice. Final lengthening of those hamstrings. This time we half lift, inhale. Some of you did this with me yesterday. You're going to bend the knees as much as you need to come to stand on top of your hands. If this doesn't feel right, you can just stay holding opposite elbows. If you're standing on the palms of your hands, let's take a little mini half lift. Look forwards as you breathe in. Then just drop the chin to the chest and let your upper body hang nice and heavy. Squeeze the big toes, the toes in towards your wrists. And then slightly think about lengthening the sit bones up to the sky. We have just one more breath here. Okay, slowly release the hands. Take a half lift, inhale. Forwards fold, exhale. Nice. Then slowly bend the knees, roll yourself up to stand in your own time. Nice. Let's reach the arms to the sky, breathing in. Hands to heart center. Once again, we close down the eyes and take a moment to settle your breathing. Slowing down the inhale. And the exhale. And you can really start to feel, the yogis call it prana, that energy, that life force moving around the body. Okay, those stuck patterns, emotions, tensions, we start to shed, release, creating space, not only in the physical body, also in your mind and your energy, okay? We got one more breath here. Okay, we are going to start to bring this practice down to the mat. Let's release the arms. And for the last time, sweep the arms to the sky. Inhale. Fold it forwards as you exhale. Really nice. We halfway lift, breathing in. Plant the hands and step it down to your plank. And then we are just going to lower ourselves all the way down to lay on your fronts. Really nice. From here, we're going to squeeze the right heel in towards your bum. Reach around with the right hand. See if you can catch a hold of that foot. Nice. Once you have a hold of the foot, I want you to use the strength in your arm to draw that heel as close as you can in towards the bum. And if you're not feeling a stretch there, then I want you to push your pelvis or your lower abdomen into the mat at the same time. So belly's pushing down and right heel is drawing in nice and tight. You can keep your head on the mat if you like or on your hand. Keep squeezing. Final breath here. Okay, this time we stay as you are, but push the foot into the hand and start to lift that right leg off the mat. Nice. Just one side. Keep pushing the foot in. And slowly release. Lower the right leg down to the mat. Bring the right hand forwards. We do the other side. Kicking the other heel, the left heel in. Let's use the strength in that left arm to draw the heel as tight as you can in towards the bum. Push the lower abdomen, the belly into the mat at the same time. And you should be feeling this very active stretch down the front of your quad muscle, the front of that left leg. Okay, we're breathing 2. Keep squeezing that heel in, drawing the belly down. Last breath, 1. Then we keep a hold of the foot, start to push the foot into the hands. Lift that left leg as high as you can off the mat. We're breathing 2. Keep pushing the foot in, nice and active. Last 1. And release. Okay, last one here. We're nice and warm for it now. Let's squeeze both heels in. Option 1, you can just reach the arms back and lift up to here. If you can catch a hold of the ankles, you can catch a hold of or the feet. We're going to start to breathe in and then push the feet into the hands. Lift yourself up, Dhanurasana bow pose. We're breathing 2. Keep pushing the feet into the hands, lift up. Final breath, 1. And let's release, bring the hands to the top of the mat. Rest your head on your hands. Bring the big toes together and just let your heels drop open to the side so you have a kind of diamond shape between your feet. Nice. Rest the head on the hands and just give your hips a little roll from side to side on the mat. Okay. Slowly bring the hands under the shoulders. Let's make our way back through tabletop and into a wide leg child's pose. So knees the width of the mat, feet to touch behind you. Draw the hips to the heels. And let the upper body drop down into that space between the thighs. Let's take a big deep breath in. And a releasing exhale. As always, as we begin to slow down the pace of our morning practice, see if you can start to find a little bit more softness, a little bend in the elbows, relaxing of the body. Okay, let's start to slowly bring ourselves back up through tabletop. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. I'm going to get you to close down the eyes, and from here, start to find a little bit of free movement. Now, we did our cat-cows at the beginning. It might be that feels good for you. Maybe we're moving the body a little bit more dynamically in circles. Maybe we're dropping the hips forwards. Essentially, it doesn't really matter what we're doing, actually. I just want to make sure it feels good for your body, whatever you are doing. So close down the eyes so we don't get distracted by what's going on around or what we look like, and try to really think about what feels good in your body here. And that might be just a very gentle bit of movement, it might be more active. Different days, our asana practice, our yoga practice will feel very different. And we want to start to use this method, this movement, to really allow ourselves to drop into how you're feeling. And that is where the secrets or the benefit of our yoga practice really comes to life. We start to take that intuition, that knowledge, that understanding of our emotions off the mat when we leave the studio. Okay, we got 2 more breaths to keep moving. Final breath for 1. Okay, let's slowly come back through center. I'm going to come to seated, okay, and however feels best. You can just slide the hips to one side and extend the legs out long, up to you. Turn around, there we go. Okay, with the legs out long in front of you, let's move any sort of fleshy parts and make sure you're really on the sit bones. As you inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up to the sky. And keep this length in the upper body as you start to fold forwards, nice and slowly. Drop the hands to wherever feels comfortable, maybe the ground, maybe the feet if you can reach, doesn't really matter. We're going to take a breath into halfway lifts. And then an exhale to lead with your chest as you fold forwards. Paschimottanasana. Every inhale, we are slightly lengthening the chest at the top of the mat. Every exhale, we are trying to allow the body to fold slightly deeper. Okay, keep with that breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. We are breathing here for 3. For 2. And final breath, 1. Okay, start to walk the hands back in, lift yourself up. Couple of options for our reverse plank. A little bit stronger, hands behind your body. And we're gonna lift up to here. If that's too much, we bring the feet onto the mat first and do the same thing. We lift the hips from there. Wherever you are, either legs long or feet on the mat, we take a deep breath in. Then we push through the hands, start to lift the hips high. Just 2 breaths. Keep pressing down, lift those hips a little higher. Final breath, 3. And then slowly lower the seat down to the mat. Really nice, guys. We're gonna extend the arms out long on the mat in front, breathing in. And then curl the chin to the chest, round the spine, and one little vertebra at a time. We are gonna roll ourselves all the way down to lay on your mat once again. Really nice. I'm gonna slide myself down. There we go. Once you're there, we bring the soles of the feet back onto the mat. Start to press down through the feet. Just like we started our practice, we peel the lower back off the mats. Start to roll the spine high, one vertebra at a time. This time when you arrive at the top, you're gonna walk the shoulders in a little bit closer towards each other. You could either keep the hands on the mat, or you could interlace the hands underneath your bum. Keep pressing those hips high. We're breathing here for 3. For 2. Final breath, 1. And as you start to release the hands, let's walk the shoulders back out and lower yourself down. Again, one vertebra at a time to lay down on the mat. Let's hug the knees into the chest and start to gently roll on the lower back, side to side. We're breathing 2. We're breathing 3. Okay, let's take the arms out wide, drop the knees over to the right side, both of them this time, and the gaze over the left hand into a gentle twist. Take a deep breath in, and a little sigh out. Breathing here for 3. For 2. And final breath, 3. Start to slowly draw the knees back through center and all the way over to the left side. Gaze comes the opposite direction over the right hand. We take a deep breath, inhale. And a sigh out to exhale. Breathing here slowly for 3. For 2. And final breath for 1. Let's start to roll the knees back through center. Extend the legs out long on the mat in front of you. Relax the arms alongside the body. And let's take a deep breath in through your nose. And open the mouth. As you softly sigh out, you let the body sink into stillness. want to get rid of any efforts, any control, not only in the physical body, also in your breath, in your mind. I'd like you to start to deepen your breath. And just take a second to really notice or feel that space in the breath and the physical body, but perhaps most importantly in your mind and your thoughts that you have created for yourself this morning. You can start to bring a little bit of movement back, wiggling your fingers, maybe scrunching your toes, moving your jaw, rolling your head. Very gently inviting yourself back into the physical body. When you're ready to do so, you can take another big deep breath in and reach the arms up and overhead. Stretch the body out, full body stretch like you're waking up again for the first time today. And then draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a big hug, a moment to really acknowledge the time, the efforts of getting up early to come to move your body. And then you can just roll yourself all onto one side and come to lay on your side for a little moment. And when you're ready to do so, take your time. We're going to guide ourselves back up to seated, where we'll close our practice with our last couple of breaths together. Okay, from seated, let's take a deep breath in and reach the arms up and overhead to gather all of that space. Bring it into the heart center as you exhale. Final breath, we bring thumbs to the third eye, that space between the eyebrows, breathing in. And then let's bow forwards, closing our practice this morning with gratitude for this lovely place, this community, this practice. Gratitude from me to all of you guys for trusting me to guide you through. Well done. Well done at home too.